Hello everybody. In this very short tutorial I'm going to talk you through how you can create a dataset from scratch. Often obviously you will use a pre-existing dataset or one that you might have created in Excel or one that you've downloaded from Qualtrics, SurveyMonkey or whatever software you're using. What I'm going to talk to you through here is how you can create it literally from scratch. So let's say you've done a paper survey, you want to input the data into Jamovi. You should already be familiar with the setup. It's very much like Excel. And you can just type in data literally anywhere in here. So we'll click on data. Here the add button, you can add new variables. You can either insert them at any point or you can append them at the end of the variables that already exist. When you open a blank data Jamovi for the first time, you'll get a blank data set like this. They've pre-created 3 variables. Let me talk you through what you need to do. So there's really 4 types of variables you can create, which is the ID variable. There's an ID. So what you will do is you'll give each row a unique identifier. Can be a row number. It can be whatever you want it to be. Really. So let's create that. So I'll call this index dex, and I'll indicate that this is an ID. So I'll just have row 1, 2, 4, and 5, just for demonstration purposes. So this is your index. You won't be using that for anything in data analysis, but what you can use it for is obviously if you have done a survey and you need something to identify your participants with, then that's the way to do it. Now the next column we're going to create a continuous variable, and I'm going to call it age. And then we're going to indicate that it is continuous. And let's just put a number of ages in, just random numbers. 65. Again, so age, it's continuous, so later on you can do continuous data with it. Now we also have ordinal and nominal data, and the principle for both is really the same. Let's create a nominal variable of favorite color, let's say. Okay, it's going to be nominal. So now there's 2 ways of going about this, and I'll show you both. The first thing is you could just type it in here: green, blue, red, purple, and pink, I guess. So that's one way of doing it. And it's there. Now, if you have a big data set, that typing it all in can be quite cumbersome. As well, if you're using ordinal data, so like very much like neither nor, for example, you might want to give it numbers, because if you give it text, then Jamovi won't be able to do certain tests with it because it sees it as nominal text. So the better way really is to, before you input the data, assign each color a number. So let's say red is 0, blue is 1, and 2 is yellow, and the next one is green is 3, and then so then I can assign it levels here. So 0 I said was blue, I think, red, green, and yellow, and you'll see it changes to that, but it has the underlying number in it. So now if it was ordinal data, you could throw it into a regression or whatever you might want to do. The other nice thing about it is, rather than having to type in the full text every single time, if you just type the number in here like that, it'll automatically come up here in your data set with it. So I could just go to and you'll see it just pre-populates it with the text as well. And like I say, then you can use it later. Like I say, if it was ordinal, you do exactly the same, but the underlying number becomes really important for ordinal data, especially if you're doing like a regression, a logistic regression, ordinal logistic regression or something like that. So that's really how easy it is to create your own data set on Jamovi.